Hi, good morning, everybody. So, very pleasure to being here and having you all here in the room. So, yeah, I don't see it on the big screen, but it's fine. So today I will be talking about SEO in the era of AI. So just a short introduction about myself. I've been working in SEO for the last 17 years. I've been working for Philips, Randstad, McAfee, and a lot more clients. I'm from the Netherlands. I'm based in Dubai since the last 10 years. And thank you. And let's start. And outside of my work and environment, I do a lot of Ironman. So either yesterday we were like running indeed with Jeroen as well here. So just trying to make every opportunity to also do sports. So you see a lot of references to that in the presentation. So we live now in a very fast-changing time, and because of AI, it's actually accelerating very, very fast. So if you have the feeling like it's very hard to keep up with all the changes, I think we all are in the same area. So just some of the trends what we are seeing is actually previously Google was mainly the main search engine where we were optimizing for. And Bing was somewhere in the background, but since basically ChatGPT, there's actually a lot of other like platforms that we're now looking into. So of course, ChatGPT, Perplexity, large ones. But if we look in terms the amount of traffic, no, sorry, the amount of monthly visits. Google by far still largest share, followed by YouTube. So if you combine them together, it's more than 90% of the monthly visit of the tool that I reviewed. But interesting here is that ChatGPT has more monthly visits than Bing. However, if you look into traffic that is coming out of those tools, Bing and DuckDuckGo, they all have more traffic. They generate more traffic than coming from ChatGPT. And it's actually, you'll get these presentations as well, so there's a lot of links. But this is like a dashboard from Ahrefs, which is basically comparing SEO versus AI traffic for over 60,000 sites. So it's a nice one to keep an eye on. And according to the StatCounter data, it's ChatGPT by far largest AI chatbot, followed by Perplexity. The reason why you don't see AI mode in it is because we cannot differentiate whether it's AI mode or Google, at least in the US. So that's why you don't see that one listed here. Another trend that we're seeing is basically for young users. They are using Google a lot less than we do, our age. And they basically prefer to go to like TikTok and Instagram instead. There are also more queries happening per user. So people can go to previous conversations. They can ask multiple questions. And actually, Google is saying that there's more query growth because probably they don't want to lose their advertisers. But when I did the same research a couple of months ago, I actually saw that I saw the monthly visits for Google declining. So, but because they get more queries per user, in the reports, they are saying that basically they get an increase in query growth. And also the type of queries are changing. So with SEO, we used a short tail, long tail. And now actually with AI, we basically use or trained to use like prompt frameworks or to make the queries more specific and context rich. And this is a framework which is basically suggested by Google itself. So if you ask anything to the AI, make sure you have a task with the persona, the format you want to have back, the context, any examples, and basically evaluate your output and then iterate until your prompt is delivering the desired output. So these kind of like trainings, how to get best of AI, is basically also influencing the regular search behavior. And then one example, so I'm a triathlete, I don't like cold water, and I like to race in the very like tropical destinations. These are questions that I can ask ChatGPT and I get very useful answers. So actually, I did the second race in Vietnam. I haven't tried the first one yet, so it's a good suggestion. When I then copy this prompt in Google, basically AI overviews is saving the day, so I get a useful result. And in AI mode, I also get the same recommendation. But then when I go into Bing, Bing screwed it up completely. It only gives me cold races. Actually, it thinks I like cold races, which is not so. Copilot still can use some improvements. Another trend, what we're seeing, it's very easy to create content these days. So basically, the Google results are being flooded with low quality content production. So this is likely forcing Google to basically raise the bar, make it more stricter. So it will be, even for content that we currently produce, it will be harder to rank because basically we need to still focus on original content. But yeah, because so many content is now being produced, so we need to put our bar higher. And there's also an increased need for fact-checking. So I think you've all heard examples about putting glue on your pizza and that we need to eat rocks. So with AI, there's a lot of statements coming out which are not true. And although Google allows the use of AI in content production in the process, the content still, the final output needs to be original, good quality, good for the user. And even like the best companies are making these mistakes. So Deloitte recently, or actually this week, they have to refund the government because they used AI in their reports. And it was quoting statements and research and a court case which did not even took place. The increase to like 0 clicks is growing further. With AI overviews, actually, since it went live, we see like a decrease of 40% for website, especially for informational content. And there are actually more extreme cases of like 80%. And also in Google Search Console, you see the gap between clicks and impressions actually widened since AI overviews rolled out. And one thing here, the reason why basically, if I ask, for example, what is a good marathon time, Google says, okay, under 4 hours, it's good. And Bing is then very specific. Bing says 3:48, that's a good marathon time. Then in May already, Google rolled out AI mode in the US, and actually this week, so I keep on updating my presentations because there's so many news coming out. But basically this week, AI mode also rolled out to the Netherlands and Belgium. And it's a bit hard to track, but what I often see is that the links that are being, or the links basically in AI mode, they are often to fragment URLs, so URLs, the hashtag in them. The only thing is, it's also, if in AI overviews, there are also links to fragment URLs, so it's sometimes a bit hard to see where is the traffic exactly coming from. So far, AI mode is not the default view, also not in the US, very likely due to monetization issues. They're not ads in it yet, which is the main income from Google. So that's why, that's probably the reason why it's not the default view yet. So if you are in AI mode, especially on mobile, you have to scroll until the very, very end until you finally see the card where actually what kind of sources are being used, unless the user clicks directly on the 17 results and then, or one of the anchors, and then basically there's an overlay coming up, and you actually see like more the regular results we're used to. So you see what kind of websites are being used as a source. Another trend what we see is basically that the AI assistant is coming to the browser. So in the US, Gemini is integrated in the Chrome browser. And in July, Perplexity launched its own browser, Comet, where also the AI assistant is directly in it. So you have your normal screen, and then basically you can just click in the top right, very high. You can basically, and then the AI assistant is opening, and you can chat with either the content that is on the page, ask further questions, or for example, have your make a calendar appointment or a reminder note for yourself. Also, AI agents will be coming more. And basically, what's the difference between an AI agent and an AI assistant? Is a chatbot is basically an AI assistant. It's reactive. You ask something, you get something. AI agents are more autonomous. So one example for how we use an AI agent, my husband was looking for a job. So he was watching a movie, and we uploaded his CV, we set the requirements, and basically while I was watching a movie, he was getting like notification, you have applied for jobs. So it's more autonomous based on the tools and the methods it has available. So in January, OpenAI launched Operator. It's now integrated inside ChatGPT. And March, Manus went live from China. It's an interesting one as well, very handy. Can even build websites for you. So these days, we don't only have to optimize for the user, but also for the bots. Importantly, still also keep the user, of course, very much on the forefront, because eventually if they come to the websites or they interact with the content, it needs to be interesting. But we basically got like a dual target audience. In the past, pages were ranking. Now it's basically paragraphs or sections of your page which can be included in the final answer in AI chatbots. And it's less visible where the content came from. Then Perplexity launched a direct shopping integration in the US. So I was looking for running shoes to run my marathon. And then basically you got these product results already directly in Perplexity. So as soon as you click on then buy now, there's an overlay coming up. You see all the product information. What's nice here is actually you see the first 3 blocks. You see basically what it has, but it also says what it doesn't have. So it's quite a nice thing. And then when you click on Buy with Pro, then you can directly fill in your address, your details, your size, and it's shipped. So all of this happens in the Perplexity ecosystem before somebody doesn't even have to visit the website. So this is an important trend to be aware of. And AI mode is actually launching a similar thing in the iOS as well. So same here, I was looking for the shoes. You can then click on track price. And when you do that, you can say, give me an alert for when the shoe is like under $250. And after you do that, if the price then drops, you get a notification and you can directly purchase it with Google Pay. So here also directly integration, directly shopping integration directly in Google. Also this week, ChatGPT launched apps within ChatGPT. And this basically allows any company that have listings, they can enable this. And for example, the user can directly see the listings from Booking.com, Expedia. So this is, if your company is suitable for this, it's a very interesting path to basically look into. We also have a bit of going in the blind currently because we don't know exactly how many people are searching for a prompt. If they are searching for the prompt, if there's another one, we don't have tools like Keyword Planner for AI prompts yet. There are tools that are making predictions, but they actually do that on existing sources. So here's one example of AccuRanker, where they basically, for the AI search volume, they use Google Search Console, Keyword Planner data, Google Trends. So it's predictions, but we are not sure if this is accurate. And we also have less reliable reporting data. So if you look into your Google Search Console account, you'll likely see queries which are not done by real users, but basically AI tools or AI scrapers that are scraping certain results, and then your website comes up. So you can find them. Usually they don't have clicks often, and they have the keywords like evaluate, can you list, reply in English. So if you analyze your Google Search Console data, you will find them, and then you can filter you out in your dashboards. Even your log files can be flawed with AI scrapers. So this was a website, a large website in the Middle East, and it basically says that the number of hits from ChatGPT users is 1/3 of the Googlebot traffic, which is very unlikely. It would mean that they would be very, very big and always present in ChatGPT. And basically what is happening here is that there's an AI agent or a scraper going from the ChatGPT interface and basically scraping a lot of pages from their site. And also, so there are currently tools that are allowing for prompt tracker. It's good, gives some visibility. But it's good to question when you use certain tool, like how are they getting this data? Which model are they using? And especially if they use the default setting or from OpenAI, it doesn't include web search. So when users are actually searching or doing action in ChatGPT, they likely get a different answer than what you get via the API. Perplexity does have web search included into their API calls. So that if you're using a tool, it's good to check or ask them how they are collecting the data. And with AI, because it's a language predictor, so even if you ask the same question at the same time, you can get a different answer. So here's basically that who do you think will win the Antwerp Marathon next week, basically. And especially for the men, it gives a different answer. And these queries were performed exactly at the same time. And another thing which you might have impacted is that, or noticed in your tracking tools, is that Google removes the functionality of the num100, and this basically disallowed, didn't make it available the option to get 100 results in one go. Even if you now still add the num100, you only get 10 of them, tracking tools likely see some issues with this because they didn't get all the data anymore. But you also see it in the Google search results. You see the average position jumping up. You see the impressions going down. But it's good to know this is only a reporting issue that we are facing, but no actual traffic has been impacted. So with all these changes, you might think, okay, what's next? What do I still need to do in SEO? But there's still some hope. So we still need websites, because web crawling is basically the main source of the training data of large language models. So if your website is not covering topics that you want to be known for, you won't be part of the conversation in large language models. Also, not all the prompts in ChatGPT are actually seeking information. So this is a research from OpenAI from last month, and only 21% of those prompts or queries are basically for people searching for information. The conversion rate of ChatGPT traffic is much higher because people get already educated within the platform. So when they come to your site, they're more likely to convert. A website where I've worked for, the conversion rate is 3 times higher. But of course, the number of traffic is much lower than SEO. And also from the website where I work with, the product traffic is quite stable. So if people have an intention to either buy or to want to apply for a job, they still want to go to a website, even if there's AI overviews or wherever they are, but they still want to go to the website. So those kind of pages, product pages, are less impacted by these changes. So how to appear then in Google and large language models? I'll skip a bit quicker to this session because you should be very likely familiar with this. But first of all, make sure that your pages are not being blocked, that the crawlers and robots.txt, that crawlers and basically can access your pages. Also, make sure you have in-depth pages about key topics that you want to rank for. Make sure to cover it from different angles and use original data, statistics, your own research, because that will help in both AI and Google. Make sure that the content is suitable for extraction. So break the content in logical blocks, with each block focusing on a single ID. So other words for that chunk optimization. Write in a very clear and conversational tone. So you want to make sure it's not too much marketing language, but it's easy to understand for large language models. And also add sections like key takeaways, summary, final tips. And when suitable, also use like question-based heading, bullet points, tables. So basically formats which are also being used in AI and Google. Multiple research so far has shown that freshness is a ranking factor. Profound at the research last year. This is a recent one from AirOps. So keep your content up to date. When you update articles, also update the date, basically. And submit them for index now and also Google Search Console, so changes are quicker picked up. You can also review our pages like Google or AI does. So basically with the semantic similarity scoring. This is a Chrome extension which I built. So it basically highlights what pages or what parts on the page is closer related to a certain topic versus others. So here you can look into, are there certain sections of your pages that would be good to optimize. Schema markup is very good to implement for SEO in general. Microsoft mentioned that it's also being used for Copilot. For other large language models, we haven't seen that it's being used as a source, but often basically before the query reaches the large language model, it's often already stripped. So that's why often the large language models like GPT doesn't even see the structured data. Page speed, very important. We have a very good presentation today about page speed, so good to attend that one. And Large language models are also able to handle multiple media, so basically images, YouTube, video in general. But so it's good to not only focus on text, but also other forms, and make sure you're present on other platforms, whether it's like guest speaking or like interviews, or at least be out there besides your own website. And also, last point here, work on your brand reputation. So review sites are also being used as an input for large language models. And so dependent on your market, but for example, in the US, Trustpilot and Consumer Affairs are being used as references. So review your brand, how it's being mentioned. And if it's some improvements are needed, set up some campaigns or basically to counter that. Then what are some specific actions for large language models? So first of all, very highly important, I would say maybe the most important one, be part of their ecosystem. So if you have a web shop, make sure you're part of their merchant program. And also, if it's, for example, like Booking.com or like such like kind of companies, see if your company is able to create apps for them, so you're directly into their ecosystem. Another important one is to look at your log files. So if you have a log file analyzer, either like with OnCrawl, Botify, or other suppliers, look like what kind of status are the AI bots getting. If they get a lot of 4 or 3, so basically forbidden, they are not allowed to see your content. They very likely don't see what you have on your site, so you won't be included. And especially if your company uses Cloudflare, because Cloudflare is blocking AI bots by default. So then you need to be extra cautious. Monitor your AI visibility. While there's still flaws with prompt checking, like the queries, the answer change every time. The question how the data is collected is still some debatable. It gives some insights how is your brand coming up versus competitors. So especially if you're not coming up at all, it means there's some action for you to do. So it does give some insights. You can also use or basically set up your own tracking via Google Sheets and AppScript. So I have a link, like a tutorial how to do that. But that's also like website I work with. I have more like 800 queries, so AI tools will be very expensive. So this is one way how I then get the answers and see how often they are mentioned versus competitors. Analyze the citations in AI tools. See if there's any website that you can be embedded in if you're not mentioned yet. Just be aware of the quality. So if you think like, oh, website is not really good for my general SEO because it's like a spammy website, then skip it. But if you think like, oh, it's a good website, good to be on it, then it would be good to reach out to them. And be included in like online conversations. So in the US, Reddit is very large, but if there's any other communities that are being used as a source, it would be good to be present on that as well, as long as it's authentic. So really engaging with the content. And make sure you are included in like articles like best running shoes for marathon. So these kind of articles which are comparing items with each other, they are often used as a source. So it's good to be included. And then this one, very highly debatable, LLM's text file. There's a lot of debate on it. So far, no single impact as far as I know of. At the same time, like it's 5 minutes work, uploading, very simple. So that's why at least I thought, okay, done it. Perhaps it's being used in the future. But if you do this, don't expect for now have any result of it. And some handy Chrome extensions. So the SEO similarity checker, the AI citation analysis, and there's also one of the AI search impact analysis. So it would be good to test and explore them. And that was it. So hope you enjoyed it.